It is January 14th, 2025, and this is the latest breaking news from Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. And it's unfortunate news. So meet me on the other side for a comment. Let's just jump into this. I have three versions of one story because each one tells drastically different information or offers drastically different information. So let's just jump into this first one. There's been a strange passing of a foreigner in a unit in El Poblado. A guard found him deceased. The authorities confirmed the identity of the deceased foreigner. This is the hypothesis of what could have happened. In the early hours of January 14th, authorities carried out a technical inspection of the lifeless body of a U.S. citizen who was found dead inside a residential unit in El Poblado. As it was known, the victim is a 40-year-old man identified as Chase Patrick, who had been in Colombia since December 31st and had settled in an apartment in the unit located on 7AA Street with Carrera 30. Apparently, this person was inside the house with his sentimental partner and another woman who would have been a service employee. The man would have sat down to eat something that the employee prepared for him, and an oversight of both women, he would have thrown himself into the void. It was then that the women were told from the gold that Patrick had thrown himself into the void. The authorities arrived at the scene to carry out a technical inspection of the lifeless body and carry out the relevant investigations. Although preliminary, it is presumed that this case was a self-infliction. Chase Patrick's passing becomes the first of a foreign citizen in Medellin so far in 2025. Okay, I believe that was Minuto Trente. Next up is my second source, which is Alerta Paisa. An American man reportedly drugged by fentanyl died after falling from a building in Medellin. The incident would have been recorded in the El Poblado neighborhood. An American citizen lost his life after falling from the 11th floor of a building in an exclusive neighborhood in El Poblado, Comuna 14th, in the west of the capital of Antioquia. Alerta Paisa's journalists learned that the incident occurred at 7AA Street and 3022 Carrera in apartment 1112. Authorities in charge of the investigation were able to establish that there were apparently traces of fentanyl, a chemical substance that causes addiction, at the scene. Remember that fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that produces effects similar to natural opioids such as morphine, but much more potent. The victim was transferred to Legal Medicine and Forensic Sciences Department of Medellin to establish his identification. Let us remember that the capital of Antioquia and the Aburra Valley ended 2024 with 65 non-migrant foreigners dead, the vast majority due to events related to self-infliction, health problems, and other cases related to substance use. Okay, this last one is from El Colombiano. Stay with me. American died after falling from the 11th floor of a building in El Poblado. He was on the 11th floor of a building where he had rented an apartment since December 31st. It is being investigated whether he was taking drugs before his death. A loud bang was heard inside a residential complex in the El Virgil neighborhood in District 14 El Poblado in Medellin. When the security guards looked out, they found the lifeless body of an American who had fallen from the 11th floor of one of the apartments, apparently having jumped. This is the first foreigner to pass in Medellin this year. The incident occurred at 1:14 a.m. on Tuesday at 7AA Street and 30th Avenue in the southeastern neighborhood of Medellin when Chase Patrick Dunleavy, 40, was inside the apartment he had rented since December 31st when he arrived in the city from Los Angeles, California on the west coast of the United States. According to the authorities' report, Dunleavy was reportedly in a highly disturbed state inside the apartment, apparently due to drug use and due to the first carelessness of the worker he had hired to clean him. This person fell from the 11th floor of the building. Initial reports suggest that the foreigner had taken his own life after being under the influence of narcotic substances, a version that will be investigated through forensic work by the Legal Medicine Department, where the body was taken after the technical inspection of the body by the CTI agents of the prosecutor's office. Chase Patrick came to Colombia to meet a girlfriend he had found through social media, a Colombian national living in Medellin with whom he was also in the apartment from which he fell. The loss of this Californian is the first of a foreigner recorded in the Aburra Valley in 2025, after 51 deaths were recorded last year in various circumstances of foreigners who were not of Venezuelan nationality, according to official records. Of the total, 23 had arrived from the United States, and the cause of death include natural, self-infliction, causes yet to be established, and 5 confirmed homicides, according to the police records. Medellin authorities said that the number of foreign deaths is also related to the increase in tourism in the city, mainly from the United States. So first up, let me say our condolences, prayers, and good vibes to the family and friends of Mr. Chase Patrick. Our hearts go out to him and anyone else and everybody else that we're going to lose in due time. It's unfortunate news to have to pass on, yet it is news. For those who don't want to see this type of news, please don't watch the news. It is the news. So this story is important to know. If this were your relative, you would want to know. Keep in mind that the relatives always investigate more information, trying to find out what exactly happened to their loved one. Now, they will find themselves past our video. They will find themselves in the comment section. So yes, if you do not respect life, women, or kids, and you comment such things in the comment section, I will remove those. But keep in mind, YouTube pulls most of the crap anyway, and I never really get to see it anyway. But I wanted to have you meet me on this end because of one statement that I used to make when I was younger. As I got older, I realized this is probably one of the stupidest mistakes that I've ever stated. And that was whenever I had some problems and I was going through some stuff and I was just struggling and trying some stuff, my mom would tell me, "Why are you doing this? Why are you going through this? You can learn from other people." And I'm like, "Nah, I want to learn myself."
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That was one of the stupidest statements I've ever made. That I want to learn from my own mistakes. I want to have problems and learn from them problems. Well, that's stupid because you can learn from the mistakes of others. So watch all the other stories, mitigate as best you can. And this is not just for Colombia or Medellin, but for anywhere that you're traveling to or any endeavor that you expect to progress in. Remember, you do not have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from the mistakes of others. Watch the stories that you see on TV and go, "Oh, don't do that." Or he went down that left street, so don't go down that left street. Or he did that. He invited 2 girls over to his apartment. Well, I won't do that. So just keep in mind, you don't have to learn from your own mistakes. I know guys take chances. I'm a guy. I take chances. I always have. I mean, whether it's business or anything, I always take chances because I want to reap the rewards of those benefits. When you don't take chances, you just will never know. Then life will just happen to you. If you don't decide on what you want and go for it, life will just happen. You sit around until a bad thing happens and you go, "Damn, why'd that happen to me?" Because, you were part of somebody else's experience and it just happened to you. But remember, you do not have to, I'm going to say this one last time. You do not have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from the mistakes of others. Keep that in mind. You are up to date with the latest news out of Medellin, Colombia, the latest breaking news out of Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
Stay alert, no lie, watch where you step. Keep your head high, street smarts on deck. Never run dry, never run dry. Respect their ways and never defy. Stay sharp, don't let your guard slide. Stay sharp, don't let your guard slide. Don't let your guard, my plane. My board and go to lane. What plane? My board and go to lane.
Kini excited, dili na mag-online. Sabay dugayan, sika babes kay nasulan. Ay dali padulan, ako ang padulan. Para may lumluman, dili-dili na tuluman. Oy, shock ka, makaloka-loka. Subo na sexy, lawas murag Coca-Cola. Ang kanyag ni mo sa akong kalibutan nga saan. Wala ko'y katubag, ikaw ra kong matawag. Murag kagabun sa kabugnaw sa taas. Sa imong paghawas, lawas ni mo labas. Sinut walay gas-gas, ako amo bas-bas.
Medellin, feeling mean, sipping cafecito. Parquet air scene, hottest vibe ain't incognito. Comuna 13, colors bright, mural symphony. Graffiti on city walls, culture rich as history. Watch dcbornrob, stay wise, streetwise TV. Keeping tabs on where to roll, news a lot, believe me. Travel but travel safe, life don't hit replay. Streets sound you like a king, no risk we convey. Medellin nights, under city lights. Roll with dcbornrob, he got the sights. Cultures blend, party never ends. Stay sharp, stay true, we got no pretend. Hustle like New York Marine, never get caught slipping. DC born street smart, worldwide tripping. Latin beats, salsa streets, rhythm always bumping. Parquet airs, hang tight, massive crowd thumping. Travel like a marine, ain't no fear. Mad respect for local vibes we revere. Colors bold, stories told, art pure magic. Medellin spirit so infectious, never tragic. Medellin nights, on the city lights.